Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Laredo College and our boardroom here at our Fort McIntosh campus. Welcome to the #1 community college in Texas. For the second year in a row, we are #1 in Texas in community colleges, and we are also getting ready to begin to celebrate our 75-year legacy of excellence in providing educational programs and services to our community that transform our students' lives. So thank you again for being here. My name is Michael Gonzalez, and I am the Senior Director for External Affairs here at Laredo College, and I am pleased to serve as the MC for this very important event. We have a number of folks that are absolutely critical to the success of Laredo College that are here today, and without whom we would not have the success that we are going to be celebrating this morning. And so first, I'd like a round of applause, please, for our Congressman Henry Cuellar, who's here with us today. For the President of the Laredo College Board of Trustees, Ms. Lupita Cepeda. For our Vice President of the Laredo College Board of Trustees, Mr. Jorge J.D. Delgado. And another of the member of our Board of Trustees, Judge Mercurio Martinez. I'd also like to introduce to you today our interim president of Laredo College, Dr. Maricela Rodriguez Tijerina. Also present with us today are members of the college leadership, including our interim provost and vice president for academic affairs and compliance, Dr. David Ariasola, as well as our vice president for student success and enrollment, Dr. Fred Solis. And thank you very, very much to all of you that are here with us today, members of the media, that are here to celebrate this important moment for Laredo College, because without efforts like this, we would not be able to attain all the accomplishments that we have, including our #1 ranking and transforming our students' lives. So to begin our presentation today, and to introduce our Congressman, I'd like to call to the microphone our interim president, Dr. Maricela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Good morning, Laredo and Laredo College. I'm very proud to be here and proud to honor our Congressman Cuellar, who is serving his 8th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. Congressman Henry Cuellar proudly represents Texas' 28th congressional district, which includes the cities of Laredo, Mission, Rio Grande City, and San Antonio. Congressman Cuellar supports equal opportunity for men and women of all backgrounds. His legislative principles are based on the belief that education, family values, and hard work should open doors to new opportunities for all Americans. After earning his associate degree from Laredo Community College, summa cum laude, he enrolled in Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Here, while working part-time jobs to afford his graduate degree, the congressman still managed to graduate cum laude, a reflection to his academic commitment. When he returned to Texas, Congressman Cuellar completed a master's degree in international trade at Texas A&M International University and earned both a Juris Doctor and a PhD in government from the University of Texas at Austin. Recently, Dr. Cuellar received a professional certificate in budget and finance from Georgetown University. As a true champion for Laredo College and in education for Texas, it is my honor and pleasure to join in and welcoming Congressman Henry Cuellar.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, and again, congratulations to you to Merck, to Levita, JD, and the rest of the board members, and to all of y'all for being the #1 college in Texas for the second year in a row. Congratulations on that. Congratulations. It takes a team effort, and certainly we have the best here at Laredo College, so again, my best to them. What we are going to talk about is about 1 year of funding that has come from the federal government to the Laredo College in just 1 year. That's on top of probably what we're going to be voting on late September or October of this year with what we call reconciliation. There will be some extra funding for higher ed. So this is all in addition to that. And then, of course, at the end of the year, we do our part in the regular appropriation bill, where I have pushed for programs like the Pell Grant and Gear Up, Upper Bound. My wife was at Upper Bound here with Judge Raul Vasquez. He was one of the leaders here, one of the student leaders. And anything dealing with Hispanic serving institutions. In fact, in the budget reconciliation, I talked to Bobby Scott, which is the chairman of the Education Committee, where they're dealing with this reconciliation, this vote that we're going to have. And in there also, we will have also monies. I want to put extra monies for Hispanic serving institutions to make sure that we get this extra funding. So there are different sources of funding coming in. Plus, one more thing, broadband. As you know, we have added billions of dollars to broadband. But one of the things that we've seen is from this pandemic is the great deficiency that we had of broadband in the United States. So one of the positive things, if I can say that, from the pandemic, one of the lessons that we've learned is that we have to invest billions of dollars in broadband. We've done that in appropriations. In fact, next week we'll be talking about, we'll be in San Ignacio there in Zapata to talk about a $10 billion project to do broadband for Zapata and part of Webb County also. And even on the highway bill that we're going to vote on September 27th, there are billions and billions of dollars for broadband. So I want to make sure that Laredo College and other entities, the schools here that we have here, take advantage of the billions of dollars we're going to add for broadband today. Now, today we are going to be talking about an incredible amount of money that has come in to the Laredo College from the CARES Act, from the pandemic. Because of the pandemic, as you know, there were lost revenues, whether students not coming to school, and we saw that even in the economy, consumers not going and buying, and of course the workers not coming in. So therefore, the fiscal policy that we took at the federal government was to expand the spending so we could keep the economy going. The money's for PPP, the money's the stimulus checks that people got, the unemployment checks, and of course the monies that went directly to the school districts and to the institutions of higher learning. The money that the Laredo College has gotten in just 1 year, and this doesn't count the other votes that are going to be taken in the next month or so, was a little bit over $73 million. $73 million that has been infused to the Laredo College. A large portion of that goes directly to the students. Whether, as you know, under the last relief package, we said if Laredo College got X amount of dollars, half of that went directly to the students. And of course, the other is indirectly to the students in one way or the other to make sure that the Laredo College has a safe environment to teach the students. Then on top of that, besides that the monies that Pell Grant, the monies that work study, and the other monies, of course, go directly to the students. So out of all this, it's over $20 million in counting, and I'll have the president or the school board members go over that. So you're talking about millions of dollars that went directly to the students. Because, and I talk to the students, I'm teaching a class at TAMU on Saturdays, and I remember when all this was going on, some of my students, because a lot of it was hybrid, you know, some were there, some were online. I learned what Blackboard was real quick. It's a learning tool. So what I saw was that some of the students didn't have laptops, so I told the university, hey, make sure you get laptops for the students. Of course, you all are doing that. In fact, we're doing that with some of the dual students. You and I spoke about how they're helping the students also, but also the Wi-Fi hotspots, the things, because some of them could have an old laptop, but they didn't have the connections. And I personally saw that some of the students were having trouble. So if I saw that in just a little snapshot, imagine what the experts in education have seen. And this is why this money was so important to go directly to the students to help them in whatever way we can. I have the breakdown. We will give you a copy of the breakdown, but I'd rather hear from the board members and from the president to talk about how they're going to use the money. An incredible amount of money in 1 year, plus whatever we're going to do in the next 60 days and whatever we're going to do in the appropriations at the end of the year when we do the regular appropriation process. So again, it is a pleasure being here back at LC. And again, being here at the #1 college is always, it's an honor to be here with you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, for Congressman Henry Cuellar. Now to provide some remarks on behalf of the college, please join me in welcoming our interim president, Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina.
Thank you again. Thank you, Congressman. Yes, indeed, this $73 million in federal funding benefited LC students and employees. More than $53.2 million in emergency relief funds to help our institution and our students navigate the unprecedented challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic. And particularly this semester, we are offering two very important programs. One is the tuition waiver or discount, and the other is to eliminate, just so you'll know, Congressman, eliminate debt that a student incurred from March 13, 2020 to now. And that makes a tremendous impact because, as we all know, being former students, when you have debt, you can't register until you pay your debt. And so that's very important to continue the progression of a student's educational route. An additional $19.8 million in other federal funding, such as Pell Grants, federal work-study programs, student services, and more, including multi-year grants. We thank Congressman Cuellar and his legislative team for helping secure this funding, which has been essential, very essential in helping students, particularly minority students, deal with the added financial burden and other difficulties due to the pandemic. This federal funding includes emergency aid for students, such as COVID-19 PPE, mitigation measures, upgrades to technology. We had even free internet in our parking lots during the national lockdown. So this money also helped to reinvent how we increase accessibility to our students. Lab equipment, audiovisual equipment, and adding more instructors because we had to limit the amount of students that could be in a class so that we can practice more social distance. So in essence, the funding included the support of all academic tutoring, STEM education, vocational workforce training, and all of the quality educational programs offered at Laredo College. So again, Congressman, thank you very much for your support. This funding definitely impacted, and we're very appreciative and blessed to have this support to help Laredo College.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tijerina. And now some remarks on behalf of the Laredo College Board of Trustees. Please join me in welcoming the President of the Laredo College Board of Trustees, Ms. Lupita Cepeda.
And thank you for being here with us this morning. It's a very special event for us, having our congressman here. On behalf of our board of directors, we would like to thank Congressman Cuellar for your tireless work in advocating for the needs of higher education institutions and students in South Texas. Laredo College, like other institutions of higher education across our nation, has been financially impacted by the pandemic and in great need of federal funds to alleviate the financial impact COVID-19 has had in our community. From the federal funds received, the college has already distributed over $20 million in emergency aid to Laredo College students. So on behalf, again, of the Laredo College Board of Directors, I'd like to, my sincere thank you to Congressman Cuellar. I'd like to have also my other officer, J.D. Delgado, also take this time to say a few words on behalf of the board. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. As Chairwoman Cepeda said, first and foremost, our community, but most importantly, our students, our faculty and staff has been at the forefront of making sure that we can beat this pandemic. A few points that, at the institutional level, with these funds, or part of these funds that have been utilized to cover the cost for additional technology that is badly needed for all of our students to make sure that they can pursue their education, making sure that those opportunities are presented to them to be successful in the years to come. Of course, health and safety is definitely paramount, making sure that we have all the necessary supplies to make sure that in fighting this pandemic, we keep everybody safe and secure when coming to the college to get their education. And so thank you again, Congressman Cuellar, for your commitment and for always making sure that Laredo College is taking care of what we need to take care of with regards to the community and our students. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And now I'd like to call to the microphone another member of our Board of Trustees, Judge Mercurio Martinez.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gonzalez. I know that we have a number of items that address the manner in which the distribution of this impressive $1 million contribution that would be for the benefit of our institution here. But I'm going to address another issue, and I think it is very, very important. We're very, very fortunate, Laredo is very fortunate that we have had Congressman Henry Cuellar as our congressman representing this district. It is incredible the impact that he has had in this community of ours. And we cannot take it for granted. May I remind you, this past re-election, it was a very tight re-election period for our congressman. It is important. We, again, are fortunate that Congressman Cuellar is a member of Appropriations Committee. That is, frankly, a highly, highly responsible committee, of which he is one of the senior members within that committee. And I think because of the strong influence that he is able to have with other members of Congress, we're very fortunate to be the recipients of funds as we are right now getting. So please, I ask you, do whatever you can in getting the word out and making sure that our congressman is reelected. We cannot take it for granted. It is important that we need to have his presence in Washington. And it is important that we ought to continue to have our own, who has been an incredible asset to this community. We cannot, again, reemphasize, whatever you can, please get your families, get your friends, get as many as you possibly can, making sure that next year they will vote for our Congressman Henry Cuellar. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Judge. At this time, we'll now have a photo opportunity and the presentation of checks, and so we'll do that here, and we'll follow that with media availability. So that'll be the next two items. Thank you so much for being here and to celebrate this funding that is very critical, it's essential to the success of Laredo College and making us the #1 community college in Texas. Thanks again, everybody.